Since I was a little grommet getting board shorts as a little sponsored surfer, I've always wanted to see where this stuff comes from and how it's made and who makes it. So it feels like it's been a long time coming to be able to do that. The lack of transparency and accessibility in the garment industry, or just where our surf gear comes from, is really just an inherent part of the process. There's parts of our industry that are kind of shadowy. They're places that we don't really want to look at ourselves. Actually going to a factory and getting a first-hand experience of how our gear is made was pretty nerve-wracking. I was really interested to see how automated the processes would be, how overworked people might have been, or how toxic the environment is inside of a factory, how uncomfortable that kind of space would be. And so all those things added up to feeling kind of guilty and a little bit embarrassed about being from the Western world and walking into a factory where people have to work so hard. You know, I've surfed my whole life. It's ridiculous. The whole idea of that is ridiculous. So going into a place where that contrast is face to face with me and my world was kind of nerve-wracking. Yeah. The doors open on the factory, and the very first thing in the whole process is just scanning fabric, so looking left and right constantly to make sure there are no imperfections. And the first person we meet is a guy named Chaminda, who is cracking jokes with us and offering for us to have a try at what he was doing, and of which I failed miserably. I couldn't see one thing and he was spotting them all over the place. And it was just a really great humanising moment to meet Chaminda and to see that he has this skill, you know, a really sharp eye. That really is what's opening my mind the most right now, is that it's so human. Like, we're inside a serious building and there is a lot of machines here, and every single machine needs a talented human to operate it. The process of fair trade certification was explained to us that the extra money that comes from Patagonia paying a premium is gathered together, and the workers decide how to make use of that money. So perhaps that's on cleaning up the local ecology in the area, or perhaps it's on making a kindergarten space for the children while the parents are at work. The kids can be looked after. Or in our case, when we were there, it was explained to us that all the workers had decided to pull together 50-kilo bags of produce and essentials for their life. So bags of rice, milk formula for babies. So that was really a clear example of how fair trade is making a difference in those workers' lives. For most of us, our experience with fair trade is in the realm of coffee and chocolate. So the idea of fair trade coming into the garment industry is quite new for us. It's telling a new story, but of an old industry and defunct practices. And I really like the idea of fair trade being a disruptor, like a shit stirrer, this annoying little voice to a big bully of an industry. Sits well with me, especially as a surfer. You know, the idea of being a little bit anti-establishment in some way, or really being pissed off at a system. It seems like fair trade is a way to take that frustration and do something with it. Drawing some imaginary line in the sand and just not caring about people who are out of sight and out of mind is not good enough. We can do better than that. And doing better than that means giving people a fair go. That's what fair trade is based on, that people are acknowledged and respected for the skills and the value of their work, and are given an opportunity to live a good life.